Are you fighting the reality of the death of your loved one? I can relate due to my daughter dying from fentanyl in March of 2020 suddenly. But struggling with the realities around your loss can keep you stuck in grief, and that's not what we want. In this video, I talk about how actually accepting the realities helps you move through your pain towards healing and peace. Yes, wonderful peace. Now, my emphasis on acceptance as a very important part in moving along your grief journey does not mean that you are getting over the loss of your loved one or you're moving on from this life-changing loss. Nor does it mean that all of a sudden you're fine or you're happy about what happened. Absolutely not. It's really about taking what's already happened and being able to embrace it for what it is and letting it settle so that you can figure out how to deal with it now, how to move forward from it. Acceptance in grief is a learning process on a day-to-day basis of acknowledging those things that have happened and also accepting them in order to learn how to cope with them, to learn how to mourn, which is getting the grief out, any way you get the grief out, and therefore learning to live again eventually and have hope again. Okay, that's what it is. It is definitely a learning process. All right, this video is not the how-tos exactly. This video is to help you grasp that you need to find acceptance in order to move forward. Because when we're fighting it, when we're fighting reality, when we're resisting the facts, which sometimes looks like questions, why this, why that, why didn't I do this? So a lot of questions that we get stuck in is it's okay to go through that. It's normal. I want to make sure you know that. It is absolutely normal for you to ask those questions. But if we get stuck in that and we can't move beyond those questions, it does literally keep us from moving forward. So we want to get help from a coach like myself or a professional or support groups. There's different ways to get that help. If you need outside support, absolutely, that can be totally necessary. But you want to be able to get to that point of acceptance. And that's what I'm trying to stress in this video, okay? So that's the goal that we're trying to grasp. If we fight things, if we don't accept where we're at, if we don't accept the realities surrounding the death, then we cause ourselves to be stationary for that time until we can release those questions, either find answers. Sometimes we can find answers to those questions, but many, many times we cannot. There is no answer. So it's only encouraging you to move and be able to accept, release, and move on so that you can live. Because I want to see you move forward through your morning. I want to see you move along, okay, and come out on the other side of it living again. That's what I want to see. There's actually many different things we need to accept in the midst of this. Just a few of them, again, is where you're at, what stage you're in. Are you accepting the stage you're in right now because it changes and you can't predict it? Are you accepting how you feel? Because if you're fighting what you're feeling and just keeping it shoved down and stuffed down, it's a known fact that does not help you to grieve and to heal eventually. Okay, some other things is, can you accept what you did or didn't do? This can be self-blame or just regrets, which is not as serious. This can be blaming yourself, and that's more internal, your own stopping yourself about what you did or didn't do. But you also, many people project it out, and that's a common thing too, is to project it out and blame other people. I could have totally gotten stuck in that. I could have totally gotten stuck with blaming my daughter's boyfriend, who is actually in prison for 14 years due to her death. Long story, have other videos on that. If you're interested, let me know. You can find them on my channel looking up the name Heidi, because her name is Heidi. But so we can get stuck in blaming, attacking ourselves, or, unresolved there. And we can also get it stuck with blaming others and going on and on about the questions outside of ourselves. Both of those can get us stuck. So those are some of the specifics. And I do have specific videos on guilt. Actually, I have a series on guilt, shame, and condemnation. You can put that into your search bar with my name and find that in my channel. I encourage you to subscribe to my channel to get way more content than just this video. But this is really about helping you to realize how you need to find acceptance along the way in all of these things in order to move forward. It's not at all to condemn you or put you down, because you're normal if you are stuck in dealing with these things. But the key is to realize that need to, and therefore, what do I need to do to find acceptance in what they did to contribute to my daughter's death, what I did, or I think I did to contribute to my daughter's, death. My example. Your example is different. So this is the principal video, and I will be following this one up with specific things we need to do to help us to find acceptance and have acceptance, because it's a learning process. Again, learning process, right? So whether other people are supportive or not, you can get stuck with that. Why is my best friend not being supportive of me through my grief? I don't understand it. There's books on that, by the way. But bottom line, you can get stuck in that. So there's many different places we can get stuck in, and it's all a matter of learning to accept that. Well, I need to accept that friend, for whatever reason, maybe I'll know, maybe I won't know, maybe they'll tell me, maybe they won't, but they just cannot be supportive of me. So now let me go find other people who can be supportive of me and will be supportive of me. That's just one example for you. And so you are grieving. Part of it is actually embracing the pain, accepting the pain that's inside of you. That doesn't make any sense in our normal self, but that's what's going to help you to work through the pain. If you embrace it and accept it, now you can cry it out. Now you can talk about it, find a safe place, safe people to talk about it. You can art it out. You can journal it out. Okay, I talk about all these things on other videos, but if we don't accept our problem, whatever our problem is, mental condition, we don't accept that we have a mental condition, we don't accept we have a physical condition, we're not going to go to the doctor and get help, or go and do what we got to do, or take the medicine we need to take, right? So here's the reality within grief. It totally applies to grief, okay? And grief hits every area of our life. Some things that happen when we're in resistance and denial is we really end up prolonging our suffering. We make it last longer. This exhausting resistance causes us to suppress our emotions and thoughts, prevents us from emotional processing, prolongs the grieving process, and can cause severe physical and mental issues, immune system suppression, etc., in our bodies, all because of this resistance and lack of acceptance. On the other hand, when you accept the realities, and the quicker you accept the realities, okay, the more you can breathe, the more you can say, now what do I do? What do I need? How do I get help for this? Now you can come up with a solution, or get help to come up with the solutions. And that's where having professional or other help outside of you, such as myself, or a support group, or a trusted mentor, whoever, can now begin to help. You can reach outside of yourself for help, and even inside of yourself, and find solutions, ways to cope with it, ways to mourn and get it out, ways to process it, ways to help your life be manageable again, to get out of the pit, to get unstuck, to move through your mourning, mourning. It's all about movement. It's not about how fast, it's all about movement, okay? And for yourself, where you're at, right where where you're at. You deserve it for yourself. Be kind and patient to yourself, enough to accept and work on and get help with accepting these realities surrounding yourself. I offer a coaching consultation, whole hour, online or in person if you're in the Tampa Bay area. And this is all about you and finding out what you're struggling with. If you are stuck, then should emerge, and then how can I help you, or can I help you? And is it a fit for us to do ongoing help? So I offer that. I love helping people get unstuck, okay? Because we can get unstuck and we can move through our morning. So I'm Julie Kay, helping you find your way through grief and loss. Thank you for joining me on this video. You'll see up on the screen here the first video in this 3-part series on movement, the vitality and importance of movement. And this is my second one, this video, and the third one is to come. So check that one out. And thank you for joining me on these videos. Please share them out with somebody else who you know is hurting and is brokenhearted, so that you can help them move through their morning towards hope and healing. God bless you. Bye-bye.